On May the 9th, 2016, at approximately 9:35 a.m., RNC officers with Patrol Services Division, the Criminal Investigation Division, and the Forensic Identification Services responded to the report of a sudden death in the area of Brazil Street in St. John's. Based on the results of the autopsy performed by the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, the RNC is confirming that the cause of death has been ruled as a homicide. The victim of the homicide has been identified as Marcel REARDON. His date of birth is November the 3rd, 1969, and was a resident of St. John's. At this time, there have been no arrests made, and the investigation is ongoing. The RNC has received information from the public, and we followed up on all tips provided, and we have assembled an investigative team that has also been proactively canvassing the surrounding area and conducting forensic interviews. The RNC has allocated extensive resources to this homicide investigation. Specialized units have been collecting and analyzing evidence since the onset of the incident. I can understand why the community would have a heightened sense of concern in relation to this incident. It's somewhat different from other acts of violence where the persons involved were confirmed to have been known to each other. Having said that, I can confirm that, and I can assure you that the investigative team assembled has been working continuously on this investigation since the report was made. We're working to ensure a successful resolution. This remains an ongoing and active homicide investigation, and the RNC continues to ask anyone with information to come forward. The RNC Major Crime Unit would like to thank the media, members of the public, for their assistance so far in this ongoing homicide investigation. We encourage to ask people to come forward with any information, to contact the RNC at 729-8000, to contact Crime Stoppers if they choose at 1-800-222-8477. And they can also provide information anonymously to Crime Stoppers at nlcrimestoppers.com. I would also, in closing, like to also thank members of the Rover Search and Rescue organization who, again, have been a valuable asset for the Rowan Flank Constabulary, and will continue to use their services. Does anybody have any questions?
How did Marcel REARDON die?
The circumstances surrounding the man's death, Mr. Reardon's death, is part of the investigation, and we're not going to be releasing that information at this time.
Was there a weapon used?
Again, with regards to a weapon, it's still part of the ongoing investigation. That information is of evidentiary value, so we will not be releasing it at this point.
So you can't say if you've recovered anything in the way of a weapon?
We can't say at this time.
Do you believe he was killed at Harborview Apartments or on that grounds, or is it possible that that was just a dump site and there's another crime scene?
Again, the circumstances with regards to the scene would be of evidentiary value, and we can't comment on it at this time.
Say no arrests have been made, but are there any suspects? Are you looking for anyone?
We do not have any suspects at this time. However, we're continuing to actively investigate the matter, and we ask that if anybody has any information on this death, to contact the RNC at 729-8000 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS.
Is there any safety concern for the public?
This is an ongoing investigation where we have not made an arrest. I can understand why the community would have a heightened sense of concern in relation to this incident. It's somewhat different from other acts of violence, whereby the persons involved are confirmed to have been known to one another. Having said that, I can assure you the investigative team assembled has been continuously working on this investigation since the report was made to work towards a successful resolution. Again, I would ask that the public continue to give us their support, to continue to contact us if they have any information that may be that we should know about. I ask them to be vigilant, and if they're aware of any suspicious activity, they should contact Rowan Flank Constabulary at 729-8000.
What did you say about the victim confirming to have known each other?
No.
Sorry, I missed that part. What was that?
I said, no, sorry. I had said that it's different from other cases where it has been confirmed.
Oh, I see.
We have not confirmed that.
Okay.
Are the police going to be doing, I guess, just the increased activity in the area? You know, as far as like patrols and stuff are concerned?
We have a dedicated team of officers. There will certainly be a number of officers in the area and in the larger area as well. It won't be restricted to that area, but there'll certainly be a number of officers in that area for the next foreseeable future, and will continue to be over the coming days. We'll have extensive resources in uniform. We'll also be plainclothes investigative officers, as well as support services. You may see the Rovers down there, you may see our K9 unit down there. We'll have extensive and whatever resources we need to put forward.
What can you tell us about Marcel REARDON? Was he known to you in terms of having past dealings for crime or petty crime? Or
Whether a person has a criminal record or not, that's private information. And saying whether he was gone to police or not would violate that policy.
There's some signage down around the building suggesting that there's video surveillance there. Is that part of your investigation? Have you been able to get any video surveillance?
Video surveillance would be extremely important to the RNC, as would any forensic interviews that we can do with people. Any videos, any information would be very important for us, and that's why we were asking with anybody with any information, any sort of information, to contact the police at 729-8000. Our Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-81, or sorry, TIPS, TIPS.
But
But
can
now
you
the
say
building-
if, yeah, but can you say if you've gotten that video from the apartment owners or whoever?
Well, unfortunately, that is part of the ongoing investigation, and that information will be very extremely relevant to our ongoing current investigation. We can't place details at this time.
Can you say if Marcel lived at Harborview Apartments?
Actually, I have no information to suggest that he lived at that apartment.
So does that mean that you say that he didn't live there, or?
I have no
you're s-
information to suggest he
No.
lived at that apartment building.
Okay.
So is there anything that you can tell us? You're pretty vague there.
We have it's an extremely serious and important homicide investigation. It just occurred on Monday, so we have a large amount of resources at it. I wanted to reassure everybody that we are doing everything that we can, that we have a dedicated team of officers, which could be fluid at any point in time, working on this file, and to assure the public that this is a priority with our police service, and we'll put whatever resources we need to work on this file.
Have you received any valuable tips that are maybe giving you a lead?
We have received a lot of phone calls and assistance from the public, and that all certainly forms part of the criminal investigation that's ongoing.
In terms of that neighborhood, I heard from a lot of people as I was asking around the area that it was known for crime, violence, beatings had occurred in that building previously. This is what people said to me. Can you speak to that, the neighborhood itself?
I don't have any statistics on hand to answer if that area in particular has any higher crime than usual. I can certainly ask for that if you like, but I don't have any information on hand to support that at all.
You mentioned the rovers were on scene. What would they have been doing?
We'd be using rovers as part of our investigative team, and they'd be tasked out. Unfortunately, I can't get into the nature of the work that they'd be doing.
But it's safe to say they would have been helping find evidence?
The rovers are always used. We use them to find lost people. We use them to find evidence. They're not a policing agency, but they're an association and a professional organization that we use continuously, and they would certainly be conducting searches for us all the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your
Thank you
time.
very much.